All right, you're back in the cipher with the pod heads. It's your commander-in-chief, Frank the Tank. Thank you for watching us on YouTube. Check us out on Spotify and Apple. What is it? Apple Podcast, some shit like that.
It is Apple Podcast,
For
Frank.
Apple. We're on Google Play. Anywhere you get your podcast, we're out there. Website is coming. It's being built as we speak. So be patient, but that's going to be coming. We're going to have some merch and some really cool things coming. Also, JB said it's Steel Waves Radio and Rock 100 DIZ. So check us out up in Pittsburgh. We're going to be worldwide, nationwide. We're making moves, y'all, at the Podheads Radio everywhere. I got double duty this week, people.
That's right.
It's my turn to do the drug screening, and I got a higher learning for you. So just hit the music. Let's get on with this.
Did you ever see Son of a Woman?
Yup.
You ever seen Son of a Woman on weed?
You may have seen him before, but you've never seen him like this. We've scoured the archives in search of some of the worst movies just to bring you the hidden nugs that were made better by Bud. The Podheads Web Show presents The Drug Screening.
All right, so yep, you heard it. You know how we do. Take shitty movies that weed makes better. But I'm not sure that's the case. I'm not sure it's always the case. Sometimes we just like to reveal hidden gems that most people might not have heard of. And I think that's the case here. Whether you call it shitty or not, it's kind of a B movie, but it's an old one that you might not have never heard of. 1987 movie, The Video Dead. Okay? Now, stay with me here, all right? Haunted television.
Love it already.
That releases zombies from a never-ending film.
Yes.
Okay. And now this is a legit paranormal TV. They unplug it, they turn it off, it never turns off, and the zombies just come through it and they kill people. Right? They do what zombies do. We're talking about horrible death scenes, people being cut in half with chainsaws, zombies eating cereal, dancing. It's a awesomely bad movie. Weed makes it better, but I promise you won't need it to watch this. It's a great movie. The Video Dead. 1987, Robert Scott. I couldn't find any numbers. This was straight to VHS, folks. No frills, okay? You might have a hard time finding this, but I promise you it is worth the search. Came out November 30th, 1987. Runs 90 minutes. And it's worth every second. Smoke a doobie, watch The Video Dead. I promise you guys, you will not be disappointed.
Yeah, I had to Google it, and you said it might not be a bad movie. This movie looks terrible. Just the plot line. Well, first of all, if I was in this movie, I would probably get haunted too because it was an unsolicited television that got dropped off, says the plot. So just a brand new TV just shows up in my house. Bet I'm plugging this motherfucker in, and here comes. This is like a prequel to The Ring, right? Didn't monsters come out of The Ring too?
Yeah, right. Out of a well. That's a good point. Maybe they got some inspiration from there.
Straight to VHS. You know you gotta love it when you said zombies coming out of the TV, and straight to VHS.
Yeah, you're not a true zombie fan if you don't know The Video Dead. Trust me, if you fancy yourself a zombie fan, like you love those gory, cheesy movies, this is it.
Quote unquote essential viewing for fanatics of off-kilter 80s horror movies.
Damn.
So, exactly.
That's our audience. That's our wheelhouse, baby. Watch this one. Hashtag the drug screening. Yeah. I don't suppose either of you have watched it.
Never heard. I had to Google it.
C Money, have you ever heard of? Are you?
No, I've never even. I saw one picture of the head coming out of TV, and
I'm good.
All right, well, back to back, guys. Knocked it out the park.
Yeah.
Hit home. Now I'm right back at the plate. Let's see if I can catch lightning in a bottle twice. We've got You had the drug screening. Hope you're happy with it. Now we've got hashtag higher learning, my segment to put my smarty pants on and teach you guys a little something, something. So hit the music. It's my day, baby.
I'm smaller than you, smaller than you, smaller than you. Can't just say I'm smaller than you, smaller than you, smaller than you. Can't just say I'm smart.
All right, you heard the music. It's higher learning. So I don't have much time. I'm going to try to get through this. There's something that I heard the other day that has stuck with me. I haven't been able to get out of my head. And I think we've heard it often. People saying it's never been a better time to be a black man in America. I think that's a very true statement. But given the current political climate, you're seeing a lot of pushback from white people, basically, and not all white people. You can call them nationalists, you call them racist, you just call them whatever, pro-Trump, whatever you want to call them. These people pushing back and saying, look, all lives matter. Let's call them that, the all lives matter people, right? It's never been a better time to be a black man in America. Even so, it's still way shittier to be black in America than it is to be white or almost anything else. So I wanted to give some statistics that I found. This is according to CGTN. It's an organization that puts out statistics and stats around the world. So these are according to numbers from a study in 2018. So here's my first fact for you. The United States of America has about 500 million people, just over, maybe somewhere between 5 and 7.
Not that much. Maybe around 300 million people.
Okay, maybe 300 million people in it. We also account for 20%, over 20% of the world's population in having their people incarcerated.
And it's like 8 billion people in the world. So you're looking at like 5% of the world, but yet a quarter of the world's incarceration is here in America.
Bingo. So that's a staggering fact. And if you don't think that the prison system is all about money and all about oppression, then I think C Money said it himself. You need to watch The 13th. It's a documentary on Netflix. I'll shout those guys out. There's many other documentaries like that, but that's a good one that puts it out there in plain English. For every 100,000 black residents, 1,134 were in prison. Compare that to white residents for the same number, only 218.
Wow, dude. Like 1,000% more. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, there's a systematic problem here, y'all.
Yeah, the numbers don't lie.
These are scary numbers, man. These are real scary.
Pretty scary. Like I said, The 13th is a crazy documentary. In 2018, the median income. So let's move on to income and livelihood, okay? Let's get out of jail. In 2018, Trump, right? He spoke about income being as best, right? Job rates best for black people. Okay, the median income for a black household in the United States was how much would you guys guess?
Not even 40, maybe, and I bet that's high.
See money?
Yeah, I would say like I was even gonna say like 38.
Yeah, I bet it's
low. You guys are good. You guys are surprisingly close. $41,361. And again, that's you say that's not terrible, right? It's never been a better time to be a black man, right?
No, that's pretty terrible.
It is. It's below the poverty line, I think. Right? Compare that to white family, right? Non-Hispanic white households, because there are many Hispanics that consider themselves white. So I want to put those numbers to rest. Non-Hispanic white households, average income $70,600.
Wow! Oh, we're getting close to almost 50% more strictly on skin color here. Oof.
Yeah, 20% of poverty rate. And think about that, for 40% of the population, for 13% of the population, 20% are living in poverty. All right. And you compare that to white people living in poverty, is only 8%.
Yeah, so they got more people. Yeah, it's the numbers, bro. They're real scary when you say them out loud like that, man. And it's 2020. Never been a better time to be a black person, right?
Yeah, right. About 40% of the homeless people in the United States are black. which is pretty crazy. Most diseases, right? Heart disease, even COVID-19. Black people are more susceptible to or more at risk. HIV, you know, and you call it lifestyle, but many of
Access.
lifestyle is exactly, JB, related to access and the way they were brought up and opportunities that were not allowed, you know. So and that's pretty much it. I won't bore you with any more numbers, but imprisonment, opportunities, ability to make a living and educate yourself, these are real things, and the numbers don't lie, right? So educate yourself, man. It might be this might be the best time in America to be a black guy compared to 50 years ago when people were getting lynched in the streets, and shit, that's still happening today. So, you know, before you start talking out your ass, maybe you should read a little bit, educate yourself a little bit. The numbers are staggering, guys. And I guess really besides protesting, the only way is to make changes is voting, and not just in your presidential election. Okay, you need to start paying attention to who is in your backyard, the judges, the sheriffs, your local politicians. Start paying attention to those guys' voting track records, and if they're really in your corner, man, I guarantee you're not paying attention to the same judges you're voting in, just Christmas treeing your voting card or not voting at all on the same judges that are trying to put your brothers and sisters in jail. So I'm just saying, educate yourself, folks. That's higher learning. #higher learning. That's it. Let's do it. Let's go to break.